Hey everybody, today we're using SPSS to recode some variables to get data ready for doing a descriptive analysis. This is going to be following Dr. Mora's University of Barcelona Intro to Stats class again, using data from that class. Also following a worksheet from that class. Today we're going to look at just these first few steps of the worksheet because the rest of it is homework. Basically, we're just going to see how to get our data looking like the key that he wants us to use to look at the descriptives of. So first thing we'll need is the Fluency data file. We can also get the Fluency key so that we can check our work as we go. So I've already got those. So in SPSS, we'll open data. The data file is in Excel again. Open that. Voila. Now when I open this one of the first problems I have is that I've got a huge amount of zeros. So let's click on variable view. Let's put the decimals for the times at 2, like we did before in a previous video. All right, and then that should be much better to look at. Now the first step in the worksheet is to copy the variable labels above and put them in the labels column. I'm not able to copy and paste them, maybe just because I don't have Word, so I'm going to have to do that manually here. We'll click on variable view. For L1, that's going to be labeled as native language. So the advantage of using these labels is that you can have a name that's going to show up on the data view, but then when you create charts later, you're going to have these labels come up in the charts, which will look better than just having these sort of strange looking names. Let's put those in here real quick. I can't copy paste from Word, but I should be able to copy paste within SPSS here. All of those. Paste them here since we're just going to change the 1 to a 2 or a 3. Oops, I did one too many there. All right. There you have it. Now everything should be accurately labeled. The next thing we need to do is to group participants into native and non-native talker groups. Create a categorical variable for them. So in the data that we have now, we know they're L1s. We have Spanish L1s, Catalan L1s, and English L1s. So this task was done in English, so the Spanish and Catalan are both our non-native speakers. So to do that, we'll use the same function that we've used before, which will be under transform and recode into different variables. So native language is our input variable. Our output variable he calls non-native, I believe. Change that. Then we'll click on old and new values. So their values are put in as names, so we'll use the names, but I'm going to make them numeric values in our new one. So Spanish will have a value of 1 to tell us that they're non-native speakers. Catalan will also have a value of 1 for the same reason. And English will have the value of 2. We'll add those in here and click continue and OK. And now down at the end, we have this new variable for whether they're native or non-native. This one we don't need any decimals for. And we can add in values to let us know what the 1 and the 0 mean. So 1 means non-native, and 2 means native. All right, there we go. So the next step, we need to figure out their speech rate. So just a quick reminder of what the data we're looking at is. This is taking the amount of words, the amount of syllables, the amount of time, and the length of the pauses in a speaking task for all of these participants. We've got it at 3 different times. So time 1 was the initial test. Time 2 is after they've had university classes. And time 3 is after they did a study abroad for, I believe, 3 months. And so we want to know the speech rate, and that's going to be the number of syllables that they produced in the total speaking time. So to do that, we can take a look here. We're going to be using the compute variable. Basically, the total time of utterance here, as it's put, is going to be this time. And we're going to multiply that by 60, just to have that in sentences correctly, or in seconds correctly. So the way we're going to do this is we need to use the compute variable function. So compute variable, and our target variable will be T1 SR for speech rate. So that's going to be based on the number of syllables. And that will be divided by the time taken to produce. That's all going to be times 60. So remember, you need this little division to be in parentheses to make sure that's done correctly. And now, instead of just clicking OK, we're going to click Paste, and that's going to open up the syntax editor so that we can now copy this and paste it in here 2 times so that we can just change the syntax to do it for time 2 and time 3 as well. And that's going to save us a little bit of time versus having to do the whole dialog box 3 different times. And once all of that's done, you can highlight it and click the green arrow to run the selection. Hopefully that will have worked. So now let's take a look here. And yes, we've got speech rate for time 1, time 2, and time 3. And just to double check that that's worked, let's go ahead and also open up the key. Open data. And this was Fluency key. Open. And in here, where's our speech rate? Speech rate. Yeah, if we look at those values up here and then down here, you see that yes, they are the same. Excellent. So the next one that we'll need to recode is the articulation rate. And so this one, we're basically looking at the speech rate with the time of pauses taken out of them, because we want to know not just if they're pausing, but when they are speaking, how quickly are they producing syllables. So let's go to transform, compute variable again. And this time, instead of SR, we'll do AR. We're going to have to subtract out the pause time now. So we can go into this, click the minus, and where's our pause time taken at time 1? Again, make sure that you put these in parentheses. Excellent. And once again, we'll click paste. We might have to open up the syntax editor down here. There we go. Perfect. So again, we'll use the syntax editor to save us a little bit of time. Just change all these 1s to 2s here, and then change them to 3s here. Highlight all of that, double check, make sure everything looks good. All right, and click plus or play, and let's look here. So now we've got our articulation rates. Let's compare those to the key. articulation rate is here. And here. Excellent, looking good. So now we have that. I believe that the next part is looking at the descriptives and analyzing them, identifying outliers and so on, which, yeah, I can't do for you because it's homework. But I hope that was helpful for everybody. If you do have any questions, please let me know. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.